We are live, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Everybody say hello, Unity.
Hello, Unity.
You can do better than that. I want to say hello, Unity. You say hello, Soulshine. Ready? Hello, Unity.
Hello, Sunshine. I feel like I'm talking to myself.
You are talking to yourself. That's okay. We're doing something a little different this morning. There's going to be a sing-along at the end of this. It's a song I think that's really appropriate and needs to be heard right now. So we're going to share this with you because it's one of my major beliefs. So please stand, if you will. We don't sing from our feet, we sing from our seats. I know you just sat down, but stand up again. This is a song by the music director up in Seattle, Aaron McNaughton. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. So here we go. I sing a prayer with every name of God I know, so I can magnify the glory of the one, the God of light and shadow, Spirit on the wind, the Father of creation, or the Mother of the sun.
I sing a prayer to every name of God I know, and each name's another window to the soul. Tell me your name, and we will be whole. So many faces of God, so many faces of God, so very beautiful, so very, very beautiful.
So very beautiful. Here we go. And if the world seems it's fallen to its knees, and I am calling for the love of the divine, a savior, a messiah, a teacher or a sage, a poet or a prophet, or the hero of an age.
I sing a prayer to every name of God I know, and the stirring in my soul is something real. Tell me your name, and we will reveal. Yeah,
Sing with us. So many faces of God.
sing with us. So many faces of God. So many faces of God. So very beautiful. So very
Let's hear you sing. Sing with us. You sing. Go.
There you go.
Here we go. Right now.
So many faces of God. So many faces.
So many faces.
Sing a prayer to every name of God I know. So very beautiful. So very, very beautiful.
Nice job, guys.
Are you doing another one? Are you doing another song? No, okay. All right. Hello, everybody. All you beautiful faces of God. It's so wonderful to see you. I'm Reverend Jane Hyatt. I'm your host today. We have Reverend Kelly Billings, who's going to be our speaker. And music from our wonderful Soulshine. Let's see, Lisa Swisher, we haven't heard from her for a while. She's our wonderful sound bath coordinator, and she's doing our meditation today. So, and let's see, we have one child in the house. And we have Reverend Jim, who's going to be with the kids if we have another adult who wants to go with him. Because even with one child, we want to follow our safety procedures. So if there's somebody who wants to go and be with the kids today, just raise your hand. And otherwise,
If Reverend Jim's going, don't you need 2 adults?
for those of you online, the wisecrack that everybody's laughing to is, if Reverend Jim is going, don't we need 2 adults? Which is a point well taken. Okay. Our mission statement, we are stand together to create a global ecosystem of unity, deep wisdom, and loving kindness. And we like to think of ourselves as a wild soul sanctuary. And for those of you who are new and are thinking, what is this? We picked it up like a year ago, and we've been howling for a year, and it just kind of resonated for us, and so we've kept doing it, because why not? So let's start out by saying hello to the people that are near. Like, just stay in your seats, but turn around and greet the people near you. Hello, hello. Why are you guys still up here?
Because we prefer the prayer so we don't go up and down and
Gotcha.
around.
It's just so wonderful to see everybody here and to have a chance to greet each other. I'm happy to see some people I haven't seen in a little while, and even today, the Daily Word, if you read the Daily Word from Unity, it was all about togetherness, and what a joy that is, and a richness in our lives. So the fact that you come here on a Sunday and take the time for that in the middle of your holiday weekend is really important. It gives us a whole chance to be together, and we appreciate it. We also appreciate all the volunteers that make this possible behind the scenes, the people that are cleaning the place when nobody else is here, the people that are fixing up the food in the kitchen, and all of you who brought food for us to share, the people that work with our kids, the people who are doing admin things behind the scenes. We just have so many people that are back there, and you don't see them, but we appreciate them, because this community doesn't work without them. So. Some of you can't see it because of the bowls, but there's a chair over here, and this chair is to acknowledge those who are not here today, but we wish were here. And some of them are not here because they've moved on to another realm, and some of them just won't get out of bed and come here, or they think differently than we think, and this doesn't resonate for them, but they're part of our tribe, and we wish that they would be here. So whoever it is, you can put them on the chair mentally and energetically. You're just inviting them to be part of this community without requiring them to come. Or if they passed away, yeah, exactly. So you can put them up here. And we also acknowledge the tribes that lived here on this land before. And And they set an energetic tone. The Wasco and the Paiute and the Warm Springs tribes are the ones that were the dominant ones. They set an energetic tone for this space that we live on. And we just want to acknowledge that with gratitude and be good stewards of this land. So let's have a prayer right now. And our theme today is life. And it's one of the 12 powers. This is our last week in the 12-week series we've been doing on the 12 powers that unity teaches. And one of them is life, that life force. And it's also Labor Day weekend, a time that we honor those who labor in the world. Ourselves, some of us have retired, some of us have not. The people in our country, since it's a national holiday, some of them are laboring and love what they do, and some of them, it's a drudge, but they must to keep their families going. And we also extend that around the world to all who labor. And we infuse the power of life for all of those who labor. May they feel energized by what they do. May they be treated fairly. May they prosper. May they be safe in their work. May they have rest. We know that the power of life, that great force that animates all that is available to all of us. And not just to us humans, but to the earth itself and all the life forms that move upon it. We celebrate all of it. And our prayer today is that all are filled with life in a joyful, prosperous way. And so it is.
I'm going to play for a minute while you fill out your prayer claim forms. In the front of your seat, there's little green forms. Our prayer team will pray on that for a week. And if you request a response by either text or mail, email or phone, we will give you a call or we'll write you back. So go ahead and take a minute and fill those out. They're powerful and they work. All right, let's sing the prayer song, please.
Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am.
Would you like to run around with the mic for celebrations? That looks like a yes.
Before we do that, though, it's the first of the month. Let's do the birthdays, shall we?
Oh, okay.
Eric?
Who's got September birthdays? Raise your hands. Ah, over here, Tara.
So we're saying happy birthday, everybody. All right, here you go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you.
Okay. It's got one right here, Theo.
On Thursday, Dan and I are going to Scotland for 3 weeks, so that is what I'm celebrating.
Yay.
A couple nights ago, one of my dearest friends was visiting Zoltan, and he and I were talking away, as we often do, out on the back porch. And all of a sudden, this giant bird came and landed on my bird bath. And he says, "That's a peregrine falcon." And it stayed there for about 5 or 6 minutes. And we just watched it, and finally it just, what a big, powerful, amazing thing. And I believe it's going to bring good things.
Yeah. Who over here, Theo?
Thank you, Speedy. I want to celebrate that on Thursday my son Henry was married in a tiny ceremony in St. Louis. But we got to see the video, and there will be a big party in March. But it's been a long wait, and hopefully other good things will follow.
Yay. Theo, over here, there's a couple.
I'm not the couple. Hey, I'm heading off on a 10-day motorcycle trip next week, so I won't see y'all. But we're going to be heading down to Mount Shasta and do some climbing around there and do some redwoods, and it's going to be fantastic, but I'll be thinking of all of you.
There you are.
I'm celebrating my friend Sarah, who is getting married later this month, and it has been very interesting.
All right. There's one back there.
Hi, I'm celebrating a couple of things. One, I just got back from a wonderful 2-week trip with my family and cousins, and there were about 30 of us. It was great fun, and my kids.
Wow.
And then I'm also celebrating that this Friday, I'm reminding everybody that Victor's coming to play at Truffle Pig for First Friday Art Walk downtown. And my daughter and I decided to give 20% of any purchases all week from anybody from Unity to the church. So if you go into Truffle Pig and you find your most favorite treasure, know that 20% of that will go to Unity, and just say that you're from Unity, and then they'll make sure that that money comes here. We're also going to have an artist along with Victor's singing, and she does these beautiful landscapes. It's kind of like finger painting, frankly, and she'll be doing it there while the First Friday is happening, and we have wine and beer, and it's a great celebration. So come and join us. First Friday, I think 5:30 to 8:30, Victor will be playing.
Nice.
Thank you. Oh, and Truffle Pig is literally in the middle of downtown, but it's on the alleyway. It's called Gasoline Alley. It's behind the Wells Fargo parking lot and kind of across the street from Wild Rose. So it's that weird little alley. You'll see a sandwich sign that says Hidden Boutique. So it's truffle pig. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, Eric has one in front, Theo.
That's okay, I can feel the mic. I've been looking for some sort of meal supplement service because Menace is going to be moving out soon, and I'm trying to find something so I'm not using DoorDash and Hungry Man frozen meals all the time. And I was looking at different things, and nothing was really working for me for various reasons, and I heard an ad on YouTube, and I just was like, okay, have to check this one out. And I actually should probably be waiting till next week to do this celebration, because then I'll actually have tried the food. But the name of the service is Cooking Unity.
Ah.
So yeah, I had to try it. So I just thought that was pretty cool. It's like the universe has your back. We're going with Unity.
All right. All right, do we have any online celebrations? Oh, we have one right here, Theo.
On the 5th of this month, my daughter Leah, who isn't here today because she wasn't feeling well, will be celebrating her 47th birthday.
All right.
Yeah, and actually, we lived at Big Sky, Montana at the time, and yeah, we made it in the paper, and it said, Labor Day was certainly Labor Day for Sandy.
Okay, well, I want to celebrate Theo because you have been the most energetic mic runner we have had to date. And, okay, we also have a contest now. Who can be the first one to raise their hand who has a celebration for the earth? Because we usually have one, but we don't have one listed. So somebody knows something good that the earth is up to. Hands up. Okay, in the back there. Wait, we need a mic.
I saw that no one was holding their hands up, so I'm just going to relay something I saw. This was a while ago, and it's a fun way to look at picking up trash. But we were walking, a friend and I were walking towards the grocery store, and we look over, and there's this guy walking kind of with pace with us, 10, 15 feet away. And then he bends over and picks up a cigarette butt, keeps walking. We're both walking towards the door, sees another piece of paper, picks it up. We all kind of meet at the trash, and he noticed I was looking at him. And he said, "Oh, I'm just popping pimples." So, yeah, if you ever see trash on the ground a little bit and pick it up, you can remind yourself that you're just popping a pimple.
And let's celebrate all those pimple poppers out there. May we be them. Okay, so the kids' blessing. Theo, would you like to come up and have a blessing? Oh, and the earth celebration too? All right, for this little frog here.
Yeah. Are you a bunny or a frog? What are you? Whatever. The hopping field. We have our drawings.
Okay.
Theo was so nice to put his name into the box. So we don't have many kids, so we're going to wait till next week. That's going to be our final celebration of the Earth drawing. And today it's the celebration, the power of the planet is life for the planet. And we don't have little slips, but I do have what it's to read, what this week's celebration is. Do you mind taking that book?
You can't read it all. You'll learn.
And then we're going to do a drawing for the adults, because we do have a prize for the adults this week. So the power of life for the climate. And what we're going to talk about is what makes you feel alive. And over the past 12 weeks, we've been encouraging people to do our celebrations for the planet, our challenges, and to do something that we've listed out. And I guess this week was collecting the blue bags and then putting your bottles and cans in them, and you can either bring them back in here and someone will take them in, or you can take them in. And Unity has a fund started that you can scan the bottles and cans, the bags, and then the money will go to Unity. So for this week, we're just going to think about if any of you have done anything this summer for these challenges, and going forward, if that has made you feel alive, taking some pride in the stuff you have done. If you're an adult, you've put your name into the bag, and then moving forward, really encouraging you to kind of keep going with these little things. Like, I love that the celebration of just picking up trash when you see it on the trail, just taking it and putting it in your pocket if it's not too nasty, or bringing a bag and just collecting some. So that's the challenge for this week, is to keep going. And if you feel like you've done that, you can put your name into this box I've got behind me for the adults. Next week, we're going to have the drawing for the kids. It's going to be a surprise. We have a couple of really nice prizes. And then for the adults, we've actually got several prizes. So we're going to have more than one drawing. All right, so for this week, we'll have Theo draw a name. Sorry. Oh, okay. Here you go. Sorry, Lisa. Okay, draw a name. Is Sarah not here? Oh my goodness. Let's do a redraw. I did keep we'll give Sarah something. I have something else. We're going to do a redraw though.
Let's see.
And hopefully that person's Sarah.
Matthew Lawton.
He's not here either.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, we've got two prizes. I will keep them for them. And one of them is this Sarah can win the Vegetarian Cooking for Everyone book. It's a classic. I got it at the used bookstore, so that was a really great, it's a classic. I use it all the time still. And then Matthew, I have a plaque for him that comes from the Advice for Life thing, and it's like advice from the stars.
And for those of you who don't know them, Sarah and Matthew are a couple. And so.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Oh, you didn't realize
no,
that?
No, I didn't. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
See you next week.
Let's shower the blessings on Theo here. We appreciate the holy gift you are. We see the Christ light shining from you. May you always know what a treasure you are. May you always bring your gifts freely and fully to the world. Namaste. Do we have someone who wants to go and hop around with these two?
You got to be able to hop on one foot while whistling Dixie, or have a pulse.
Paul, you would go? Okay, thank you.
Also, William is in the nursery with Mabel, and maybe he'll go out to the playground.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't you do that? Okay.
Unless you just want to come anyway. Just let me know. Okay. Come on, Theo. Let's go.
Okay. Claire, would you like to come up and lead the announcements?
Okay, quick announcements. We'll go through those. What's going on this week? Let's see. Tonight, sound bath. Lisa will come up after the talk today and do her beautiful, you'll get a sampling of her crystal bowls. And Donna will be doing flute. They've got all kinds of amazing chimes. So that is every Sunday night at 6 to 7:15. Men's group, which Jim, that big kid back there who's taking Theo, he is going to be leading men's group tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. All men are welcome. Let's see, what else we got, Ilana? To tell the truth, I am so excited about this and hope that you guys can all make it. So any of you who are familiar with storytelling or the NPR's The Moth, which are where people come up and share amazing stories. You may laugh, you may cry, you don't know who's going to be talking, but we have some really amazing speakers. Carol Fox, who's a member here, she's going to be one of the speakers. We have an amazing musician, so it's like 10 people sharing and music in between. Tickets are $15 online or $20 at the door. But this Friday night at 7:30. 7:30 till about 9:30. So tell your friends and all that kind of good stuff. So hope you can make it. And then the following morning is the Women's Drum Circle, which happens the first Saturday of every month. And we have between 50 and 100 women in here beating drums and just soaking up the energy and doing beautiful shares. So everyone is. So we got something for the men and something for the women this week. And then volunteers are still needed. I was just talking to Pamela, who is running the kitchen volunteers. She said they are really needing some help in there. So if you are able to volunteer one Sunday, it's just one Sunday a month, either to come early or to help with cleanup. If you're not able to do that regularly, just maybe after service, if you're able to stay and say, do you need help today? That's always welcome as well. Anything? Did you want to say something else? That was good? Okay. And then we are also hiring and looking for a youth program director. So if you are interested or know someone who is interested, come and talk to this lovely woman here, and she's got all the details. We also sent out an email the other night with the job description and so forth. So that is something we're hoping to have someone hired like within the next few weeks. So, and then this is something that is happening next week, Monday, and one of our members is is it Ior? How do you pronounce it?
Igor.
Igor. Okay, so he is part of our Divine Healing team, and he is a local healer, but one of our members, Sonia Membe, she heard their story and was just so moved by it. And so they are going to be doing a free talk here next week, Monday night, and just about her journey. This woman had a brain tumor, and it's now gone. And so it's sharing her story and how he helped heal her. And so if you are interested or know someone who is interested, again, it's a free talk next week, Monday at 6. And I think that's it. I just printed out new calendars with some new additions on there, so be sure to grab one. And all right.
Yeah, that's actually been one of my dreams, to see that the Divine Healing group, that they also have talks. So it isn't just coming and having experiences, but coming and hearing stories of what it is that they do and how it works, and stories of results that they've had. So this is really the first one in what I'm hoping will become a series. So encourage you to come for that. So we're going to have a beautiful song, because they're always beautiful, from Eric and Dave. And then we're going to welcome Reverend Kelly Billings as our speaker. And I'm really excited that he's able to be here. Reverend Kelly is a hospice chaplain. And so he is very, very busy every day. And he's dealing with the whole issue of life and death. And so as we explore this power of life, I can't think of anyone better to talk about that than Reverend Kelly. And so we'll just have him come right up after the song. So welcome to our singers and to Reverend Kelly.
This song is from the Broadway play Waitresses, and Waitress, sorry. No disrespecting the play. I have not seen it. But that doesn't mean I don't respect the power of this song, and we had thought about changing the lyrics to fit my gender, but then I think one of the most powerful ways of empathizing with someone is to try to metaphorically get into their skin, and what better way to do that than just let the lyrics play as they are. So this is from a female perspective. It's not simple to say. Most days I don't recognize me. That these shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be, although it's true I was never attention's sweet center. I still remember that girl. She She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely. Most of the time, she is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine. And it's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true. And now I've got you, and you're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite an ending or two. For the girl that I knew who will be reckless just enough, who'll get hurt, but who learns how to toughen up when she's bruised and gets used by a man who can't love. And then she gets stuck and she's scared of the life that's inside her, growing stronger each day till it finally reminds her to fight just a little to bring back the fire in her eyes that is gone, but it used to be mine. Used to be mine. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine.
Thank you, Donna. I'm going to pull one of these back out. If I can. Thank you. Eric, I don't know if you sensed it, but the room was standing. And the room was standing not only how you sang and what you sang, but because we resonate and connect with what you sang and what Dave played. And so I thank you both. Reverend Jane, thank you for a wonderful introduction. As been mentioned already, way back in June, early June, Reverend Jane kicked us off with these 12 powers. You know, Unity's teaching basically has 5 core principles and then 12 powers. Guidelines, not dogma, but guidelines of how to live our lives, how to connect with Source and Spirit, and to be a gift here, and to have some fun and some joy while we're doing it. Now, what we had hoped with this series is that you would come out on this end feeling empowered, maybe a little stronger in your journey through life. And actually, I brought a video clip to show how we hope that you're feeling. So AV team, if you guys can play that. We're hoping for more than that.
Американская фирма Transceptor Technology приступила к производству компьютеров «Персональный спутник».
Attack, front to back, in this thing called rap. Nigga like a double rhyme double on a heavily level. Bang the bass, turn up the treble. Blast on my day and night all the time. 714, live, divine. Maniac, radiac, winning the game. I'm the lyrical Jesse James.
But our goal is, as we're wrapping up this series, is that you have a little bit of that, and maybe a lot of that. Now, you can tell what era I grew up in. And I saw that some of you guys did too. The 80s and the music of the 80s and the 90s was like really the best, probably, I will say. Oh. We're wrapping up with the power of life. Sometimes life feels like something we're getting through. Sometimes it feels like it's something that's happening to us. But does it ever feel like it's actually a power that we can utilize and we can engage, that we can harness, we can redirect, we can expand? Charles Fillmore, one of the founders of Unity, him and his wife Myrtle, writing about life, said that life is divine, it's spiritual, and its source is in God and Spirit. See, within Unity, we think that we are divine, but there's an external divinity too that we are a part of. So it's like without and within. It's not a separation. And that we come to the planet to experience that in human form. Now, often we forget our divinity. Sometimes it's called birth amnesia when we come to the planet. But it's part of this life is reconnecting with our divinity. He continues and says, the river of life is within us. It's a spiritual consciousness. We can truly be quickened with new life and vitalized in mind and body by consciously contacting Spirit, another word for God, source, Spirit, God, divine, universe, whatever word you want to use. This contact is made through meditation, mindfulness, consciousness, prayer, and then living it out. Charles' second wife, who we don't often hear much about, her name's Cora. His first wife, Myrtle, was about 10 or 12 years older than Charles. She crossed over at age 86. Charles remarried. And his second wife, Cora, who was a teacher, also writing about life, said, life is progress, it's attainment and mastery. And every new spiritual realization makes us finer and stronger and more beautiful. It creates a texture of the soul. Sometimes our texture might feel like we've been through a meat tenderizer. I mean, if we're honest about it, life can be tough. And it's really often hard to hold that perspective of something happening to us rather than for us. As Reverend James shared, spiritual counselor with hospice patients. And it's a sacred joy to be invited in someone's home. Most of our care is home-based care. I see patients from Crescent to Camp Sherman. And it's an honor to be invited in someone's home and in their family and go through this very intimate experience. Now, sometimes we think people come on hospice the last days, the last weeks, and sometimes that's true, but often their physicians are trying to present this hospice referral well in advance, like maybe a year out. Technically 6 months is what the prognosis has to be. But to try to get people to be able to benefit, not only the patient, but their families to benefit from hospice care. And suddenly you have a whole team of folks coming in and caring for you. Now, one of the things that I often see is that a lot of people are surprised by the fact that they're going to die. Let me just share with you, if you're over age 35 or 40, physically speaking, biologically speaking, you are dying. We don't like hearing that, do we? And I think one of the reasons that some people get confused about the end of the body is they confuse the end of them with the end of the body. As you sit and talk with people as they're preparing to cross over and getting closer and closer, what you quickly discern is this sense of, I'm still here. I'm still whole. And people feel that sense of wholeness and of presence and don't realize that they are separate or distinct from their body. And so while their body is declining and they're moving towards transition, they still feel whole and present a lot of the times. So there's this sense of, denial is not the right word, but maybe ignorance. And the core root of ignorance is to ignore. And I think there's this ignorance of, or as we used to say down south, ignorant. There's this ignorance of knowing what's coming and ignorance of the separation between the body and between us. Do you guys understand? So if we are not our body, if it is a vessel, a vehicle, a suit that we wear, there's something more. And this something more, and I love how Eckhart Tolle, I don't know if you're familiar with him, a German writer and philosopher, what he says about it, when he was having his awakening and awareness, he had saw somebody, he was falling down the street, and this lady that was on the bus first and then got off the same stop, she was having this very animated conversation with herself. And then he realized some things like, oh, I have some similar thoughts. Thoughts that some people might label as insanity or concerning. And then he thought, but if I can see myself, realize myself having these thoughts, if I have that level of awareness, I must be more than just myself or this body. And I think we often forget that. And we think the end of our abilities and our loss of dependence, and that's really the hard part that people struggle with. It's not crossing over what comes after. It's in that decline and how we navigate that. And so as just someone who sits with people every day and having these conversations, I encourage you to do what you can to be prepared and to be peaceful for whenever it comes. One of the odd things that's happening right now, at least with the organization I work for, I have more hospice patients in their 60s right now than I've ever had. For some reason, there's this exit portal, and a lot of people are choosing to cross over right now. And I can speculate why, but I won't. We never know. It's only one phone call. It's only one doctor's report away. It's only one accident. And I encourage you to remember the end of the body is the end, not the end of us. Nor is the end of the body the end of your loved ones. They are still with you. They're not far off on a cloud looking over you in some unengaged distance. They're sensing your presence. I mean, they are with you. They're guiding you. They're prompting you. One of the best books that I've seen to kind of help tune our antenna is, I've lost the name of it. I'll have to come back to it. But basically in this book, it's written by Teresa Caputo. Good grief. She is the Long Island channeler, Long Island medium. I don't know if you've ever seen her. And basically she wrote this book, and it's like after people cross over, loved ones cross over, if we tune our antennas, which basically means raising our vibration. Because when people leave the body, their vibration raises, we're left behind, we're sad, and we're grieving, our vibration drops. So suddenly we have this very big vibrational gap between the two. And her book helps us raise our vibrations so we can get closer. We can sense those in their presence, and their promptings, and their guidance, and their protections. Those who highly hold those skills are usually called mediums. Those who work with those who are crossing over. One of my spiritual mentors, one of the things that he suggests is that everyone, before you go to bed, take a moment and look at your bed and think of it as your deathbed. And then think, if that is my deathbed over the past 24 hours, is that the way I would want to live the last 24 hours on the planet? That's really a hard task to do. And he says, if you do that and you realize the last 24 hours was not spent in a way that you want to, if you knew you were going to cross over tonight or tomorrow, why are you doing it? In this series we've been going through, it's Reel to Real, R-E-E-L to R-E-A-L, how movies affect life. Now, sometimes we followed the suggested movies and the suggested clips, and sometimes we haven't. And I'm notorious for that, for the not. And so staying with tradition, the suggested movie this week in the clip was from It's a Wonderful Life, from like back in the 50s or something, 60s. It's black and white, so I don't know when it was. I'm sorry? 46. They made movies in the 40s? Am I the only one that's like, I'm okay. Thank you, Eric. But I did not know that. They made movies. So, So in It's a Wonderful Life, as I reviewed that clip several times, I thought, that's really not what I want to use. So I brought another clip today. So I'm going to ask our AV team to play that. It's from the movie The Way. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but it's one of my favorites.
You should fly with me. What? You should fly with me. Yeah, right. Turn the car around, pack a bag, grab your passport, forget your golf clubs. Come on, a father-son trip. It'll be fun. When you coming back? I don't know. So you don't have a plan? We agreed that if I let you take me to the airport, you wouldn't lecture me about how I'm ruining my life. I lied. Most people don't have the luxury of just picking up and leaving it all behind, Daniel. Well, I'm not most people. If I don't have your blessing, that's fine. But don't judge this. Don't judge me. My life here might not seem like much to you, but it's the life I choose. You don't choose a life, Dad. You live one.
We don't live a life. We don't choose a life. We live one. I don't know, have any of you guys seen this movie? Martin Sheen, Emilio Estevez. I know there's a couple people in here. It's about El Camino Santiago. Has anybody walked El Camino Santiago? I know Dennis has. I did that in 2018. By far the best thing I've ever done in my life. And if you ever get the chance to do it, I don't care how much you have to put on your credit card. I don't even care if you ever pay it off. It's the best thing you can do. You're doing life at 3 miles an hour. And it's this very communal event in one sense because everybody's suffering and tired. Traditionally, it starts in southern France, and you walk across northern Spain to the coast. It's about 500 miles. And it takes about 30 to 35 days. It took me about 35. I had an injury, and then I was sick one day. And you're doing life at 3 miles an hour. So you see every leaf, every tree, every rock, every person. But everybody is tired. I was training for it, and I was walking one day, I had on my backpack and loaded and all this stuff, and I encountered a couple that was walking the opposite direction, and they had on their packs and their walking sticks, so they were training for something. So we're like, well, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? And I told this couple that appeared older than me, and the gentleman said to me, he said, I'm a former Marine. And he said that first day was the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. I thought he was exaggerating. He was not. It's like 15 miles and a 4,000-foot ascent and then about 1,200-foot descent. That's day one. You get to recover about 2 months later. But you're sore, you're tired, you're on this journey. Everybody understands the aches and the pains. But also there's this very intimate internal journey that's going on too. It's a pilgrimage. It's a spiritual journey. And in it, for most people, you're reevaluating life. You're like, what's next after this? And after my trip there, I did it as a wrap-up. I'd been in the Middle East working with refugees for about 6 years. And this was like sort of my healing. Because I really thought, if I ever start crying, I don't think I'll ever stop. Sometimes life does that to us. But then I thought, well, if I have 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks to walk, I might could cry it all out. And that's what happened. My brother was with me the first week. He had 2 weeks. He was with me the first week, and then he walked on and journeyed solo the second week. Then he had to return home. But there was this shedding, this letting go. But it was done in a context, in a crucible, in a context, in a community where most people were engaging in something very similar. And there really wasn't a lot of time for BS. Thankfully, I just abbreviated that. There wasn't a lot of time or conversation for BS. You got right to the point. People were like, oh, I've got this diagnosis and I need to do this while I'm healthy. My wife wants a separation trial. So instead of getting an apartment for 2 months, I thought I'd come here and walk. Conversations like that within 5 minutes. What was frivolous, what was inconsequential, and what was BS was dropped. It didn't mean that it wasn't fun. We had a lot of fun and a lot of heart connection and engaging people and getting to know them and connecting with them. And some of those people, I'm still here today. And I'm actually thinking about possibly leading a trip there next year. So if you're interested, feel free to talk to me. I see hands going up. I was recently indoctrinated into the Bend Municipal Court and the criminal justice system here. I can tell some of y'all aren't surprised. I live south of Sun River. Down there it snowed until May, well past the end of March deadline to have your studs removed. Well, I was in Bend with my studs on in May and was invited to have a conversation with a gentleman with particular lights on his car. He was very nice, but he wrote me a ticket. And then he said, but if you go to the court, he said, don't just pay it, but if you go to the court, they'll probably reduce it. The judge will probably reduce it. So I go to the court. And it was really one of the best experiences I've had in a long time to watch this judge engage with people where they were and in their state of not adhering to the state of Oregon or Ben's municipal code, would try her best to encourage them to do something different. And so what I saw was people that say if they had some citation that was because improper equipment and they could not afford to have their car repaired, she would give them extra time. If they were living in their car and parked in a place they should have been parked, she had great compassion and gave them extra time to pay the citations. I was really impressed to how she took every case, one by one, looked at the context and tried to nourish and encourage and educate people about what they could and couldn't do, while still doing her job. It was really amazing to watch. But if you were young and you were driving stupidly and endangering the community, she had something for you. I ain't even lying. It was like watching Judge Judy live. It was so good. Like once my case was finished, I really just wanted to sit back down and just watch. Because she was trying her best to steer people and educate people and empower people to make right choices and have them remember what happens when they don't. Now, she would either use the carrot or the stick. And I don't know what it is within us, or maybe it's just me, but when I see people in error, of course, it's never really me, but when I see people in error, I love seeing the stick come out. She would give them a talking to. I mean, it was just, she had something for them. These kids would not forget their day before this judge. We have incidents in our life that I believe is the universe or our spirit guides being like that judge, giving us deterrence. And sometimes it's when we're on deterrence, we're on the wrong path. And sometimes it's a carrot, and sometimes it's a stick. And usually the stick starts off like a feather, and then it becomes a tap, and then it's some kind of shove. Or then it becomes like this cosmic 2x4 upside the head, as others say. So we have spirit guides guiding us, and we all came to this life, to this incarnation for a purpose. Now, part of it is to learn, to raise our human consciousness. So we raise the consciousness on the planet, which is needed now. But a lot of it is we come to grow. I believe we have multiple incarnations. And what we didn't learn last time, what we ignored, what we didn't deal with, we get to come back and do it again. And really what we're trying for ourselves is really finding this sense of home. Because I believe for some of us, we're really homesick. We're homesick for our spiritual realm. We're homesick for that unfiltered connection with divinity, our divine selves, and the divine. And I think for a lot of us, the struggles we have, and the reason life feels so bad, is just because we're homesick. And we have come to this planet to learn, to grow, to enhance our divinity, our connection with the divine, and our connection to each other. And in that, we raise the human planet, the consciousness and the vibration on the planet. And it happens individually. And I often talk about the need for the global perspective of it. But really what's needed is for us to be connected for the joy and the peace and that sense of connected with self and connected with the divine. So I encourage you, as you navigate life, as you go through life, to listen to spirit guides, to to listen to self, to drop some of the BS, to be gentle and compassionate with yourself, and find your way back to home, back to you. Namaste.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads.
I hear you singing out there. It's beautiful. To the place
I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads,
take me home.
Country roads. Yeah.
Let's continue with this theme. Country roads take us home. And let's do two things. Let's come home internally into our own energy field. So, softly, with your feet flat on the floor, gently close your eyes. We're coming home right here in frequency and vibration to our first chakra. It is the base. This is a binaural, that nice little wah-wah sound. Just take a moment to soften your breath through sensation. Feel your breath. On your next inhalation, follow that breath through the back of your mouth, down your throat. Follow it into your heart. Settle there for a moment. And in your heart, let's send some love out to our mountain mamas. The name of our mountains, the three sisters: faith, hope, charity. We have hope for the future, don't we? We have faith. Faith in our journey, faith in ourselves. And we are charitable. We help each other out. We help the community out. In your mind's eye, see our mountains. So beautiful, so awe-inspiring. They lift us up. Remember the sparkling snow shining in sunlight. Send your love to our mountains. This will ground you, calm you, keep you centered. See the clouds as they bank up against our mountains. When the sun sets, stars come out at night. Our mountain queens shine. Love of place, groundedness, calmness, stability in our bodies. We call upon the spirit of our mountains, the Sisters Three, to bless us, inspire us. Sentinels of energy, life force of the planet, flowing through our mountains, flowing beneath our mountains as lava. Our dear middle sister does swell up and poof every now and then. Life force and power in place. Settling in your heart, and send your love out to our mountains. To all of the cascades, reverberating in both directions. Let that love wash over us. You can talk to the spirit of the mountains. We love you. We're so grateful to be here with you. We, the essence of who we are as consciousness, as frequency, we go on forever. And so do our loved ones. But as Kelly said, when we drop in and stay in grief, which is natural for a while, they can't reach us. When we love someone and they leave, that channel stays with us. In your heart, bring to mind someone who you really love, who you would like to be a spirit guide for you. My brother comes to mind. And just allow the possibility that they are still with you, that they know you intimately and love you, and can bring wise guidance, wise counsel, that we are not meant to live here alone, that they are part of our soul families and will be part of our soul families. long after we've left our beautiful planet. But we must be calm, grounded, and centered for them to be able to reach us. Breathing gently. Settling in your heart. Grounded in our beautiful, beautiful mountain hometown. Silently affirm for yourself, I am willing to surrender, to move through my grief, to open to a higher understanding, to still feel the love that your dear one has for you. Yes, your heart may still have some hurt places. Allow those to fly away like little gray birds. And fill your heart with light, the pure crystalline light, life force. It shines like the sun. We are this light. We are this life force. Loving, grounded, excited about life. Living in a very rare, beautiful place that we get to call home. I am home. Affirm I am home. Home in my heart. Home in my body. Home in my place on the planet. And very softly now, when you're ready, you may open your eyes and come back to this reality. Yeah. I don't know who's next. Thank you, Jane. Thank you.
Let's just breathe appreciation to Lisa. Wow. We are so rich in this community with beautiful spiritual lights that share with us. Lisa, Reverend Kelly, Donna and Eric and Dave and Richard. Reverend Kelly, I'm so glad that you took your authority to change the script. Because that's really what we're all doing here. We're a wild soul sanctuary. We don't have to follow a set script. We get to choose what's right for us, what speaks to us. And if I knew that you had walked the Camino, I forgot. So it was so perfect for that topic. And really, your suggestion from your mentor of looking at your bed every night as your deathbed was like, whoa. Really powerful and beautiful, beautiful music from y'all today. Thank you so much. So let's just give a round of applause for all of that richness. Okay, so we get to do an offering, but I really like to set the stage for that, because what we do with our money, which is another word for our energy, matters. So taking that look at your deathbed scene, how did I use my energy? Am I proud of that? You know, maybe using it to buy that third big bag of M&Ms and eating them all wasn't the best choice. But when we give to this community, think about what that means. That means I am choosing to add my energy to the mix. I am choosing to create this wild soul sanctuary where everyone is welcome to come and explore their paths for themselves. Yes, we have some spiritual teachings and principles that we share, but nobody is saying you have to believe this. It's just the thing we're going to share. And you have to find just your fit. It's like the Camino that Kelly's talking about. Nobody's walking in lockstep. Everybody's doing that path in their own time and their own way. And that's what we're doing here. We're creating a space where people can connect with that life force, that divinity that shines from within them. And they can do it in the way that fits for them. Because we're all these beautiful facets of the divine, faces of God. So if you value a space like that, if you want that available for more people, then when you make a contribution, that's what you're doing with your energy. You are creating this place where people can come home. So we encourage you to do this monthly and have it be automatic, because then we know what we can count on. And we also welcome you to do it in the moment, today. You can do it with cash in hand, you can write a check, you can use the QR code, you can do any of the digital means, we take them all. But please consider doing it. We need everyone's energy to build what we are creating. So could I have the greeters come up with the baskets, please? And we bless these baskets. They are open to possibility. So as you add your prayers, if you're new and you filled out one of those blue cards so you can get on the list, you can put those in there, and your money. And if you do it automatically, put in your energy. Just, there you go. All right, let's sing.
Here we go. I got gratitude
in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you and thank you. I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all. I got gratitude in my heart. In my heart. Gratitude in my soul. In my soul, baby. I just want to say thank you.
Mahalo.
I just want to say thank you. Merci beaucoup. I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all.
From the love of pure spirit within us, we bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in this world and return to us multiplied abundantly, and so it is. All right. So right now, we'd love to welcome you if you are new here today, or maybe it's your second time, but now you're brave enough, or if you're new, you could raise your hand. If you're willing to introduce yourself with the mic so the people online can also hear you, raise your hand high. So, who's here today for the first time? Anybody? Over there. Where? I can't see. Oh, right there. Ah, there you go. And that's a high hand, so Claire, you want to bring the mic over? Oh, it's not a high hand. Okay. So for those of you online, there are 2 people here that are new, and we are so grateful that you're here. And we hope that you had a good time and you'll come back. Okay. For all of you, especially those of you who are newer and are coming in, we're really glad that you're finding resonance here, and we appreciate your returning. And if this doesn't feel resonant for you, then we just pray that you find your perfect place, because there's lots of spiritual homes out there, and we just like ours. So we're going to say a prayer of intention right now, and this is before we leave. We just set the intention for how we want to go out into the world, how we want to take everything that we have received and shared here today, how we want to take that forward. So let's just get our energy up. Let's stand to say this. Holy light shines within and all around me, a presence of love that is always there. I am that presence. I am a radiant field of love energy. I am holy light. My essence cradles and guides me. I am a gift in this world. I go forth from here in joy to bless the world with my loving light. Have a wonderful week. Stay and enjoy some food.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I got gratitude in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul. I just want to say thank you. Gracias. I just want to say thank you.
Have a great week.
Have a great week. For it all.
Yeah, did you enjoy it? Oh, good. I'm so glad. What was your name? Daniel. Hi, Dan.